Hello, welcome to Animal Audit Corner. Sorry, ran a little late today, but however, this is brunch and it usually goes from anywhere between 6 and 7 in the morning until noon. That's why they call it brunch, because it runs from anywhere between 6 and 7 until noon. But since I had to get all my stuff and ran a little late, it's done eventually. So we are going to be making vegan Benedict instead of eggs Benedict, but I guess I can't stop you if you want to use eggs. I'm not going to tell people how to live. Anyways, we're going to be making that and applesauce, homemade side dish applesauce. And we're also doing a countdown to Thanksgiving side dishes. And today we are going to be making applesauce. Okay. Now, you got your aid from the Michael J. Render Aftermath Foundation and the SPTV Foundation. You got your choices and your options. When you leave Scientology, you got your aid there, and you got your job finally, a better one that pays more than Scientology ever did. You got a roof over your head, your transportation, and the clothes on your back. But eventually you're going to have to eat and budget everything around, including your bills. And when you shop for anywhere between your clothes and the food that I'll be making for you today, it's a recipe, of course, that I'm going to give to you because you're eventually going to have to eat sometime. So, all right. First, we're going to be making the Benedict. So, first, you cut your tofu thick, 3 inches thick. There. Now we're going to stick it in the bowl. Okay, let me see here. We're going to marinate this. Okay, so we're going to need 1.5 teaspoons of olive oil. So let's get it. Okay. That's 1/3. That's table. Okay, here it is. All right. Here's your teaspoon. Okay. And your half. Okay. Now, put this away. Okay. Now, you need 1/4 teaspoon of pepper. Find it. Here it is. Okay. Okay. Now we're going to marinate these. And we're going to turn on the stove top. And it's going to be anywhere to medium to high heat. But you have to really keep an eye on your stove. But yeah, keep it on medium. But I'm putting on mine's high because I've got other things here. And okay, we're going to marinate our tofu. Oh, here we go. All right. Oh, okay. So we're not done yet. So let me get this. Okay. One-third salt. Oh, no. Okay, I did that. One-third salt, so we'll put in the salt. Now, we're not going to use the hollandaise sauce because I couldn't find the silk tofu, so there it goes. Okay. And, oh, that's 1.5 tablespoons. Oh, sorry. So we'll just make believe we didn't put those in there. 1.5 tablespoon olive oil. We'll just make like the okay. All right. You know what? I'm not going to use this, but I'm going to use this. So that should be 1.5 tablespoons. Okay. All righty. There we go. All right. Ready. Done with this. All right. And now, oh my gosh. And now we are going to need okay, got the salt in there, got the olive oil in there. That's the sauce. Okay, so we got everything done here. Now I'm going to need the flipper. Okay, I guess I'll use this. All right, so we're going to just flip it over casually. This is the way you marinate it. All righty. Then you put it in here. All right. Now, on each side, it's going to be brown. So, do that. Whole thing in there. It doesn't stick. And then also you have to wipe off all the excess oil that's in there because if you don't, it'll clog up your thing. Alrighty. Okay, so I'm gonna clean this off. All right, now we're gonna go ahead and check on it every so often so it can flip it over. Now this is the brunch part, so then we're eventually gonna make this, but first we're gonna have to finish this. And then you're gonna need 2 bagels, or English muffins. You can use either one. No restrictions. So let's get the bagel. All right. All right. All righty. There we go. All right. Now we're going to put this in the toaster, like so. All right. Oh, geez. All righty. So let's just put these back on. I'm sorry, everybody. Okay. All righty. All right. There we go. All right. Looks like I have to wash my hands because this is lead light. So, okay. All right. Now we're going to check it underneath. Yep. Brown on each side. All right. We're going to do this aside, and then we're going to flip this one over. Now we're going to get a plate for this. Ooh, I didn't put in garlic. Oh, well, maybe another time. Yeah, I put garlic on almost everything. Let me get a plate. Yeah, here we go. What we're going to put on with the Benedicts right after we're done. Alrighty, let's see. Where did it go? Oh, no. Oh, boy, where did it go? Oh, this is, oh, there, no. Okay, so, Sandy's coming off. All right. All right. So here are your two bagels. And we're also going to cook up the sausage too. So you don't get restrictive, you get creative. All right. All righty. So we got our Beyond Sausage product. Okay, so now we're going to flip it over. All right, so we're going to flip it over on its side. All righty. Or this needs to be browned up a little more. Okay. All righty. And we're 18 minutes in. Isn't that a hoot? Okay. Now, while that is cooking up, let's see, what stories do I have to tell you? Since yesterday, I don't have anything new. So we all know Aaron's trial is gonna go off his schedule because for some reason the judge didn't think his behavior was appropriate. But you know what? But still, he didn't do the things that Scientology claimed. And of course, you all saw it on Aaron's channel when that cornstarch exploded accidentally. Because you know all the blue marks were coming out. Now, for some reason, the Scientologists claim that Aaron assaulted him, which is not the case. Because according to Cheryl, okay, we're going to flip this over now. All right. And in case you're joining us, I am making vegan Benedict instead of eggs Benedict because it is more healthy for you. I added to marinate 1.5 tablespoons olive oil, 1/4 salt, and then 1/3 pepper, and marinate. Stick it in your pan, and then you're gonna need 2 bagels, or you can use English muffins. Get creative, not restrictive. So I got creative and decided to use bagels. Alrighty. Okay, here we go. Flip it over. Now, what story do I have this week coming up? You know what? I really want to do another animal rights activism story on Scientology, since you know that they love to not only abuse people, but they love to abuse animals as well. So don't let their charitable kindness, because guess what? They're not kind. Forget it. That's just a persona they're putting on. That's just an act. All the money that's donated with the front group, according to Nora Ames, goes to an offshore account for little Davy to spend. And in case there's something going on and there's a trial. All right. All right, looks like it's done. So I think we'll soak some of this off. Okay. Okay. And whatever money makes in the front groups, according to Nora Ames, it goes to an offshore account. And okay. And let's see. And you know how they go to schools and all that? Yeah, that's how they recruit. So if you think this is going on, actually do it anyway. Go to your local superintendents of schools and tell them what's going on. I did that in the town that I'm in. I'm not going to give any specifics because you know what Scientology does? They jump to the next person. All right. I would love to put hollandaise sauce on this, but guess what? I couldn't find the silk tofu, so we have to go. All right. All right, let me put this aside. Oh, yeah, right. I have to make the sausages. Okay. So get a couple of sausages. Okay, I'm gonna put this back in the freezer. Now, remember, if you have something that's out of the freezer more than 1 hour, don't put it back in the freezer. It's not good for you. It'll rot. So put it in the refrigerator instead. So, all right. What else is going on? I did that. What town? What city in Ohio? Not going to be specific about that, but it's great because guess what? When the day I went to vote, I saw the candidate standing right there. I talked about this whole issue with Scientology and what they're into. And I had all the information. He or she took a picture of it. Not going to say who. So, and that person told me that they're going to take it to the superintendents of school. I'm going to check on them tomorrow and see what's going on. So flip the sausages over. Usually in this recipe, it's tomatoes and avocado. But guess what? I decided to use vegan sausages. Get creative, not restrictive. So I'm going to use these. All right. Okay, so that's what I did. And hopefully something will get done. And I'm convinced that it would. All right. So go to your local superintendents of schools, tell them everything, and give the number to the SP Foundation and the Aftermath Foundation, since you know Mark, Claire, and Aaron, along with Natalie and Jenna, went through all of that. So keep your fingers crossed and hope that they went through. So, okay, who is it? No, I won't give any specifics because you know what Scientology does. So, okay, turn this off for now, and it is done. So, and then we're gonna put it on the bottom of the Benedict. So, and there's your vegan Benedict. And now, guess what? We are definitely going to make applesauce. All right. Now, in case you weren't with me yesterday when I was cooking, what was I cooking? Jeez, I forgot. All right. Oh, yeah, shepherd's pie, and then pumpkin bread. All right, now we're going to put it under this one. Okay. And get this one. Now. All right. And there's your Benedict. Now the tofu takes a place of the eggs because, you know, Eggs is not that great for you because, first of all, it has so much cholesterol. Each egg has a certain amount of salt in it. But if you switch, I did that. I used nothing but eggs. My cholesterol went up a bit. And so I went to the doctor. Doctor told me it's up just a little bit. I wasn't put on any kind of medication. And of course, I switched up from eggs to tofu. My cholesterol went down and it leveled off. Doctor improved it. She said it went down. So I highly recommend it. For years, for 35 years, I was a vegetarian. I started when I was 18 for health reasons because I was, a little bit overweight. Okay. All right. Let's see here. Okay. Oh. Earlier, I dropped a knife somewhere and I can't find it. So, all right, toss this away. And, okay, what else is going on? So, get off the excess oil so your sink won't get clogged up. All right, there we go. Now we're going to pull this aside. Okay. And now we're going to make applesauce. This is the countdown to Thanksgiving. Today we're making applesauce for your Thanksgiving table. It's a little smoky in here. All right. So you're going to need not the paprika because you don't want it to taste like paprika. So we'll put this away. All right. All right. So we're going to need the pepper. Definitely not the pepper. Okay. So now you're going to need cinnamon, nutmeg, 15 apples, and your cider. So we'll put it right here. Now, we are going to start peeling the apples, and as I peel the apples, we're going to talk about Scientology because this is what my channel is about. Scientology and other cults. All right. So now we're going to peel our apples. All right, now, let me see what is going on today. Bob Ross was on yesterday. I couldn't, what was he talking about? I don't know. You see, I didn't click onto this. But there's this guy named Morg. He's right on YouTube, so press it in. And he has hidden stories about hidden messages in the Bible, out of all places. So I watched him, and what he said was so interesting. I'm the type that's always interested in what the other half thinks and what they say, and it sometimes sounds so exciting and sometimes it doesn't, but I am one of those people that's really interesting. So oh my gosh. And okay. And he talked about other universes, and let's see. He talked about the other God that was failed to be, it was in the Bible originally, which is Sophia, but guess what? It was taken out. So, okay, and there, according to Morgue, there's another God that's more powerful than the God that we all know and love. So if you want to actually check the channel out, the guy's name is Morgue. Yeah, he's blonde. So I think it's more something like that. So, okay. Alrighty. All right. Okay. Okay. Let's see. We're going to quick peel these apples and let me see what other stories they are. Now, yeah, I think it's pretty unfair that Scientology is going behind the scenes and telling them how to do their job or what they think is going on. And they're working with the Clear Water Police in framing people. And they're doing that in Los Angeles. And guess what? That all changed since William Good came along. And filming, LAPD did not like it. So now they cut themselves off from Scientology. Isn't that something? So, okay. And, all right. Okay. And it's almost the 1 year anniversary of when William Good first taped Scientology. Yes. And since then, it's been all over the world. And it actually started here in this country. Isn't that a hoot? All right. Now, okay. Now, oh yeah, Zero Dark Tony. Yeah, he had a warrant out for his arrest. Of course, is he still in the hospital? You know what? He might be out by now, but I'm going to check on that story. Yeah, they found him in a hospital. Which hospital in Los Angeles, I don't know. But he's the one that Scientology is paying to practically infiltrate the government. That's what they're doing right now. They did it with Trump through Pam Bondi when, according to Aaron Smith, Nancy Cartwright wined and dined her. Of course, this was yesterday's story. So, Yeah, I didn't get back between yesterday and today. This morning, because it was pretty hectic. I was all over the place today. I had a rough morning. So came back, and now I'm doing brunch. Even though it's past 1, and I haven't had my morning coffee, let me get it. Okay. Let's just keep on peeling. Oh, you're back. All right. Now, yeah, I think they have Zero Doctoni now, and they contained him. Now, you know that he had a restraining order put on him by Solomon and his mother. And as you know, he said he was going to put his lips on Solomon, a child, and then hurt his mother. So his mother took out a restraining against him to make sure that he not only stays away from her, but Solomon. So, okay. I wish I actually got back on to find out what. Oh, yes. I remember now. Yesterday, Audit LA, our favorite heroine, and Laura FM went in and started Audit LA did, and she discussed the permits and the party season coming up. And as you all know, Scientology doesn't want to follow any of the guidelines when it comes to those permits. So she was persistent on trying to get them not to give them the permits until they actually learn to follow all the guidelines. And as you all know, Scientology thinks they're above the law. They think law is for poor people or the middle class, but not for them. Yeah. No, the laws are for everyone to follow. Otherwise, it's going to be chaotic. Okay. All right. Yeah. They are a piece of work. And as you know, since Tom Cruise had run-ins with all of the talk show hosts, that would include Jimmy Fallon, Piers, I forgot his last, I think it's Brosnick in the UK, and Oprah Winfrey. Now, they were asking legitimate questions about Scientology, but only Oprah asked them about Katie Holmes, and he just wouldn't answer it. And it was because of how Katie left it. She actually planned ahead of time to actually leave Scientology and take Suri with her so she can be safe. She was concerned about her child. And of course, you all know Tom Cruise put Scientology ahead of his own family. So, and then, yeah, as Oprah was asking all the questions, he just couldn't take it. So he ripped the microphone off her, practically breaking it. Or was that on another talk show? Well, yeah, he broke one of the microphones in one of these talk shows while trying to leave. So there's your answer. Every time somebody asks a question about Scientology, he has the audacity to get up and run. So there's your answer. And when he was on a Jimmy Fallon show, he was joking around with Tom Cruise. He said something like, maybe the Thetans are on the car. He got all mad. I mean, he was only kidding, and his intent was to joke about it. So he was just kidding. Of course, you know, Tom Cruise takes it the wrong way. So he actually fought with him about it. And of course, it escalated into a fight. So he took off. And then on Pierce's show, as you all know, I know it's the same story, but this is what I have so far. He started up on Pierce. I mean, this is the talk show host from the UK. And his intent was to promote the movie, but they're also asking questions about Scientology, which is legitimate. The freedom of the press. So they're asking very legitimate questions. And of course, it escalated into a fight. Tom didn't like the questions he was asking. He got up, left, and he didn't get a chance to talk about the latest Mission Impossible movie. But since then, behind the scenes, some people actually was asking questions. The boardroom, half the boardroom actually wanted to get rid of Tom Cruise because they did not want to deal with Scientology or specific issues about that religion or whatever it is they call it. I wouldn't call it a religion. So, and they decided to put all his other projects on hold. In case you didn't get that latest memo. And are they starting to back up again? I don't know. But this particular story is from Echo Stories on YouTube. Type in Echo and then Stories. It is definitely on YouTube. All right. And of course, we all know Tom Cruise is a talented guy. But lately, since the internet is around, people are finding out information. And of course, they came about Scientology and how they abuse people, have slave labor, concentration camps. Yeah. And all the child essays, like the situations that happened to Serge DeMar when he was a child. Scientology did nothing. And with the Jane Does, they did nothing. And to get even with Jane Doe, they actually used rat poison in their food And of course, Ethel, her dog, was bleeding. So they had to take her dog, which later died, to the vet. Then they got another dog named Biscuit. It was a puppy. They also killed that one. So, yeah. And what else? Do Tom Cruise actually abuse animals himself? That part I don't know. But, however, PETA and Mercy for Animals, actually, PETA wanted Tom Cruise to be concerned about the bulls that were used in one of the Mission Impossible movies when a couple of women got hurt by those bulls. And of course, you know that the fighting of the bulls was around since the 1500s. It's a long, cruel tradition. Yeah. And he actually also used a monkey that was specifically wanted to be used by Tom. So I'm sorry, ladies, but Tom Cruise is not going to share that concern. I'm sorry, but that's just the way it goes. All righty. So let me see here. Let's see which one. All right. So it's just the way it goes. And as you know, since his divorce to Katie Holmes, who was declared a suppressive person, cut himself off from Surrey. He hasn't seen Surrey in years. And it's all due because Tom wanted her to take sides. So, all right. Yeah, you do not make a child take sides like that. No way. That happened to me all through my life while growing up. And it is not fun because guess what? People are always yelling at each other. They don't want to talk to that person, so they use their child to actually talk to them. It's not a really great situation for a child to go through. So that's what I've been through. That's what my brother's been through. Only he agreed to actually get himself involved like that, which he never should have done, because that was between my mother and my father. I pulled out. I was a teenager when all this happened. My father was determined not to get a divorce until me and my brother were grown. We were grown, but the damage was done. Yeah, because now all my brother knows how to do is yell. So, and me, even though I was already had mental illness anyhow in ADHD, and it's not because of my father or my mother. It's because it's a defect in the brain that doesn't know how to process emotions or critical thinking. So I had to spend my life going to specialists and counselors and psychiatrists. Now, and of course, the same street that Cubs champion is on, that's where I grew up, right in Massachusetts, where I don't want to say any specifics because I want my family to be left alone. So on that same street, the same street my mother took me to all my appointments, Scientology is on. So I tried to actually get in touch with Cubs champion to talk about it, and I sent him an email inviting him onto my show, but I haven't heard from him yet. Maybe I'll hear from him today, or I don't know. I mean, I keep trying to actually get somebody on my show, but for some reason they don't want to come on. Okay. Do they hurt my feelings? I don't know. That part I don't know. But oh boy. Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, and plus, Audit LA, subscribe to my channel. So now I got 19 subscribers. So, all right, that should do it for that. And of course, I wanted to build on my channel. So I wanted to get a start by actually putting myself on the SBTV space, but Fluffer Swirl did not want to put me on. And there are contents on that site that has nothing to do with Scientology. If you go down the line, one by one, you're going to find out that one of them has no content. The other had 5 cats, but no subject of Scientology. And then there's this one guy who never talked about Scientology, was walking down the street. He didn't say one word about Scientology. Now, what is going on there? So, all right. So, I am trying to get an interview with everybody who is advocating against Scientology, but so far they haven't responded. Okay. Now, no, because getting angry is not going to accomplish anything. Because if you get angry at it often, it's going to defeat the purpose and why you have your channel. So I'm trying really hard to stay calm while trying to get on. But what happens if I don't get on? Let me see. Okay. All righty. All right. So I'll just put this aside. So yeah, getting angry at another person is not going to help anything. It's not going to help the cause. So try my best to stay calm so we can accomplish something if we just stay calm. So that's what I'm trying to do. I even wrote her a nice letter, but yeah, she just, for some reason, just. But am I going to try again? Yes. Because I want something to be accomplished, so I'm going to wait a while longer. Because if you do this rapidly, it's going to drive the other person crazy. So I'm going to wait a while. So, okay, let me get the lemon juice. So, let me cut this up. I'm going to I mean, I decided to use this one because it looks like it's much faster. So, oh my gosh, it's been such a crazy morning this morning. So, all right, now. All right, and let's see. So far, I did go. I went to Club Brain Frog to see if she'll come on my show, but she said she didn't want to and had something else to do, so she didn't. So, okay, just some thing here in the core, so I'm going to take that one out. So, oops, okay, stick those in. And then, of course, since another email came in, it looked like somebody was taking pictures from the outside, from Fluffer Squirrel and Club Brain Frog. Of course, I got in touch with Club Brain Frog, and there was no response. The email was sent back to me, and I know I sent something to Fluffer Squirrel, because even though we have our issues, I want her to be safe. So I'm going to try again to get through to them and let them know what's going on, the situation with their situation, because usually it's not the normal Club Brain Frog studio. Hers is pink and has Hello Kitty all over it. This one's a total blank, and she's looking into the computer. So it looked so suspicious. So I'm going to try again to get a hold of both of them. So, now, if you guys see if you go on any of their chat rooms, yeah, tell them what's going on, because I am concerned. So since I'm concerned, they should know what's going on. So I tried it the other day with Club Brain Frog, nothing. It just returned to me. I don't know for what reason. It could be anywhere. Well, it is the same address, and I copied and pasted, so it keeps coming back to me, which is a little bit questionable. So, okay. Alrighty. So, I'm going to try Cubs champion one more time, but the last time I checked, I think he might have been going through some kind of trial, but it looks like they decided to delay it. And of course, Scientology has a habit of dragging out court cases, putting everything on hold on purpose. They want to let it drag on. And L. Ron Hubbard said, delay, delay, delay. So they want to delay everything. But you know what? Victims are not letting up. So give them their support. And now, Chrissy Bixler's husband, Cedric Bixler, is an artist from some band, I don't know, but he has his own team of lawyers. And he wants them to get exactly what they deserve, which I'm agreeing with. So, okay. And what else is going on? Okay. Yeah, I'm going to try everybody again. Now, I know I got some response from Audit LA. She subscribed to my channel, and I say thank you, Audit LA. I am definitely trying to build my channel, but nobody's getting back to me, and Flipper Squirrel's not putting me on the directory. I'll try again another time. Just not today. I don't know when. So I'm going to play it by ear. Because nothing accomplishes anything if we always getting angry. So I am going to stay calm. That's what I'm going to do. So let me think here. All right. All righty, there we go. Oh boy. All right. All righty. Here we go. Now, okay. Yeah. The same street that Club Champion is on, I went to all my appointments on that street. And I went into that building, the same building that Scientology is in. It's not much of anything. Trust me. They have a little room. It's the office building, basically. And are they annoying all the occupants that have their own offices? I don't know. That's why I'm trying to get a hold of Cubs Champion. He's even promoting all the businesses that there. He actually went into a bakery, my culture, a Turkish bakery, and wanted to promote that channel so Scientology won't let it come to its demise. But no, he didn't want that business to stop due to Scientology. So he decided to promote that business on his channel. Go to that bakery. Oh my gosh, their stuff looks excellent. Okay. All right. And let's see what else is going on. Okay. So take my word. There's nothing good in that office. I've been in that building. It's boring. That's actually a tiny little spot that they're in. So it's not really that big at all. Okay, keep on cutting. Okay. Alrighty. Take this off. And oh geez. What other stories are there? Okay. Now I'm gonna see if I can get a hold of PETA to have an interview to see what is shaking with them. And the last time I checked, I think they were actually in the process of planning a protest against Scientology. Now, I don't know. It looks that way. Don't take me at my word, but yeah. Okay. Okay. Now, okay. Now, do I want Aaron to come on my chat? Oh, I would love that. But guess what? I think he's preoccupied now by being held in jail. So hope I'm wrong about that. But doesn't look like it because I saw a lot of his old clips. So I don't know. So, all righty. And what else is going on? Now, I'm planning on doing my next Scientology versus the Mafia, and this is going to be on children, their treatment of children. So we're going to compare those two. All right. All right. So, all righty. All right. Okay. And what else is going on? I'm trying to think. Okay. Brown spot here. Sorry about the dead air. What else is going on? And yeah. Between the stories of Scientology, maybe I'll look into other cults as well. So there are other dangerous cults besides Scientology. So, okay. So, all right. What else is going on? Jeez. Okay. And I guess I'll bring you my story too. Okay. Of course, all you know, I decided to share my own personal stories about one of the real reasons why I wanted to have this channel is because of Scientology's treatment towards people with disabilities. So, of course, as you know, I'm bipolar and ADHD. Now, to Scientology, they think there's no such thing as a defect, but no, it is there. Okay. And as you know, Tom Cruise called the psychiatrist's method of mental illness, he called it pseudoscience. And it's not pseudoscience. If anything, Scientology is pseudoscience. Now, first of all, L. Ron Hubbard was not in the position to diagnose anything, much less mental illness. Because, you know, there are higher rates in cancer in Scientology due to the fact they're taking high levels of niacin and then sit in a sauna for 5 hours. That is bad for you. First of all, you'll get, oh, what's that thing called again? Oh, geez. Okay. Yeah. If you sit in there for 5 hours, it's not good for your kidney. So, yeah. And you know what? My niece is a nurse, so I'm going to ask questions about it. And then I'm going to tell you. So, and now, is she interested in having a podcast? I don't think so. Because, first of all, she works long hours in the hospital. And she needs to spend time with her family, and that includes her fiance, her future husband. So, am I going to mention her name? I shouldn't, because you know what? She didn't make a choice of coming on here. I did. And I don't want Scientology going after her. That's one of the main reasons I want to protect my family. So, okay. And plus, L. Ron Hubbard's major was not medicine or pre-med. It was engineer. That wasn't even his major anyway. So, and they're taking what he's saying seriously. I mean, it's awful. You cannot claim to know something and then run with it. If you don't have your license, you can't practice medicine. And L. Ron Hubbard was never in that kind of position. All right. And he also dropped out of school, as you all know. All right. Now, okay, I got one more apple left. All right. Okay. And let's see. Yeah, hopefully, let's see. I'm keeping my fingers crossed to see the candidate I ran into went to the superintendent of schools the town that I'm in. So let's just see. I'll check on that tomorrow. All right. Okay. So reason why I did what I did and went up to that candidate is because I don't want our children getting poisoned by Scientology. So there you go. So, all right. This is it for cutting. So I'm going to put this in a sink. All right. Now, yes, I know this is weird. All the ciders, I only intended to get a half a pint. But what happened was I got this instead, and all of them were dented. And I'm trying to undent this, but I can't. So, all right. So let me see here. Okay. Now, put 4 cups of cider. Okay. Yeah, all right. It's cooperating with me. 4 cups of cider. All right. All right. There we go. All right. All righty. this away. All right. Okay, and now we're going to put a couple of tablespoons of, what's this thing called? Lemon juice. So open it up. I gotta take this off. I hope I didn't bore you today because I was trying relentlessly to come up with a story. And I guess I did okay. And 2 tablespoons. So this won't brown. Now, lemon juice keeps everything from going brown, so it does have its perks, even though it's not entirely all good for you, but it's enriched with vitamin C. It keeps you from getting sick. So, all right. Now, all right. And I saw Liz's show yesterday. It turns out, guess what? She is the only woman in her family from her 2 boys and husband. I think that's cute. So, no girls, just 2 boys. So, okay. And now we're going to put in, let's see, 1/3. Yeah, 1/3 of nutmeg. Sprinkle it around. Okay, got that done. And then, how long is it? Oh, it's been an hour and 24 minutes. Isn't that something? So, okay. All right. And then 2 to 3 teaspoons of cinnamon. So it looks like we're going to only put 2 in there. Oh yeah, it's going to be so excellent. But if you don't want to put those in, you can put pumpkin spice in. But I decided to put these in because I love cinnamon, and nutmeg gives it another kick. So, all righty, there we are. All right. Okay, we put the cider, we put the lemon juice in, and we'll put the spices in. Now it's time to turn on the heat and cook it up. So, all right. Now we're going to mix this up. Okay. So our base is in there. Okay. Stirring this up. So, yeah, let's put about 2 cups of water in there. No, 1 cup. All right. Okay, so there we go. So it doesn't stick when I cook it. So that'll be it. So you got your base, you got your 1 cup of water in there. Stir this up. And then put it on medium heat, and it's gonna be so amazing. And now I'm gonna show you yesterday's pumpkin bread. So let me turn on this. Okay. 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 All right. And let me get my bread. All right. And here it is. Isn't that a beauty? Now, it looks like I put a little bit more of a spray pan than usual because guess what? It's a little black at the bottom, but no, it's still okay. So no, but yeah, I mean, I put a lot of the cooking spray on, so it didn't really burn per se. So when you're baking or cooking, don't get. And this is yesterday's shepherd pie. All right, shows you what I did yesterday. All right, so now we have gone to the end of the show, and you know what this means? Buy me a coffee. It's back on the link down below. And of course, if you got mental illness and need to see a mental health professional after getting out of Scientology, or if you aren't in a cult and you know you need a mental health professional, go down to the link below. I highly recommend NAMI. And they have all the resource everyone needs. It's a nationwide organization. And let's see. And if you're interested in joining Magnolia Clubhouse and you're in the Cleveland, Ohio area, go to the link down below, schedule a tour, and then you'll be a part, you'll have a membership there. Now, they do help people look for jobs and maybe look for a place to live. But however, it's still a clubhouse. They have activities. And they do have lunches there. And, oh, excuse me. And they have activities such as karaoke. And let's see, what else? Yeah, oh, geez. And they have things like tie-dye, like Dusty Soda Fountain is doing. And they're also making t-shirts, but I wanted to make one to see if I could save money on getting the t-shirts made. So I didn't. So, okay, they said the machine was broken. There was nothing we can do about it. But however, they do have their activities since they are a clubhouse. So check it out. And it's also an international organization, not only in this country, but in other countries as well. It's the UK, Australia, Japan, Norway, Ireland. Yes, it's an international organization. And they do exactly what I told you. Now, they do have training, and people constantly have fun going there. People just love going there. So book an appointment and go to these clubhouses in either this state or this country that you are in. Yes, it's also in the UK and Australia where Prostate Alex is, Alex Barnes. Yeah, I got his name. I don't know why I think it was Barnes. It isn't, it's Barnes. So, and yes, it's an international organization. All right, let's see here. Now, let me think. Yeah, geez. Oh, yes. And in Florida, where Aaron is, and Farrell, Cheryl, Erica, they have the Clubhouse Coalition. There's one in almost every town. So go to the link down below and call the number that's there. Clubhouse Coalition in Florida. So you can buy me a coffee if for some reason you can't go through. You can use my PayPal account. But however, if you can't afford to actually donate to my channel to keep my channel running, then don't. So buy me a coffee, hit the like, press subscribe, and guess what? See you sometimes this week.